The UN chief is leading the world body at a difficult time. The COVID-19 pandemic, the war in Ukraine, Israel's bombardment of Gaza that has affected peace and security in the Middle East, and the devastating conflicts in Sudan and the eastern part of the DRC are some of the issues he has been grappling with. The other important matter that he has been pushing for is the transformation of the global financial system.
Other aspects that need to be done in relation to debt relief mechanisms, change of model of multilateral development banks and the way they need to be much more effective in mobilizing private finance at reasonable cost to developing countries. So there are a number of things that can be done immediately. And then we need to think about what are the reforms that are necessary for multilateralism to be able to provide what it needs to provide to the world. And that is why I'm so much insisting on the need to look seriously into the reforms of the Security Council, of the Bretton Woods system, and the different other international institutions, and reforming also many of the mechanisms that we have today, and increasing the capacity of both countries and multilateral organizations to be able to deal with those aspects that unfortunately we are not controlling today. One is climate and the other is the development of certain technologies that, if not properly regulated, can become a big threat for all of us.
Climate change is another thorny issue. Guterres has called for decisive action to address the impact of climate change.
All emerging economies must come together, and developing ones supporting developing emerging economies in order to effectively being able together to reduce emissions. There was a positive step that was done with the Just Energy Transition Agreements, one in South Africa, one in Vietnam, one in Indonesia. There was a recent similar agreement in Senegal, but it's too little. We need to have a real, there are common but differentiated responsibilities according to the capacities of different countries. That's why we are asking developed countries to reduce more quickly emissions than developing countries, but everybody must do an extra effort, and there must be a strong support from the developed world to the developing world for the developing world to be able to do it.
These are some of the issues that the UN chief would want the G20 member countries to address. Bonolo Maribe, SABC News.